There comes a point when sound itself feels heavy, when every opinion, every demand echoes like static across the spirit. That's when the element of silence arrives, not the silence of surrender, but the silence that listens deeper, that studies the storm from within the eye and learns what to carry forward. In a world addicted to noise, quiet becomes rebellion. It becomes ceremony. It becomes the forge where the next fire is shaped. This is that stillness where power isn't shouted, it's remembered. The power of turning quiet by changing winds. It wasn't surrender, it was strategy. Silence sharpened itself into something holy. The loud ones mistook the stillness for fear, but quiet was the place I rebuilt my hands, steady enough to carry truth without spilling rage. Every storm has an ear, a calm that listens between thunder. That's where I learned to breathe like lightning before it strikes. They called me withdrawn. I called it drawing inward, where the roots remember what the branches forget. There's a hum beneath words, a pulse beneath noise. If you press your ear to the wound, you can hear it planning its healing. I stopped arguing with echoes. Not every mouth deserves an answer. Sometimes the quiet wins by outliving the shouting. In the hush, I met myself again. Unmasked, unscripted, a pulse wrapped in patience, and a promise to rise softer but truer. The world feeds on reaction, silence starves it. That's why they fear what doesn't flinch. When I stopped explaining, people heard what they wanted. When I stopped caring, I finally heard what mattered. Stillness isn't absence, it's the rehearsal of return. Every breath held long enough learns how to become wind. Quiet taught me the difference between peace and avoidance. Peace holds the wound with steady hands. Avoidance hides from its own reflection. I found power in pauses, in unposted thoughts, in the soft defiance of not performing for an audience I never trusted. The forest never apologizes for the time it takes to grow back. So why should I rush my own becoming? I learned to let noise pass through me, like smoke through cedar, like history through blood, like breath through forgiveness. People who mistake volume for victory forget that fire begins as a whisper. The quiet knows what the spark knows. Change starts small and spreads. Even my silence has teeth now, not to wound, but to remind the world I'm still here, choosing when to speak. There's thunder in restraint. It rolls beneath my ribs, waiting for the right injustice to aim my calm like a storm. Quiet became my revolution, not retreat, but refinement, where truth found shape without permission. Those who called me too calm never saw the volcano practicing patience, never felt how lava learns to wait beneath its own ash. When I finally spoke again, the world mistook it for prophecy, but it was only the sound of someone who had listened long enough to understand. The power of turning quiet isn't about silence at all. It's about control of current, where to send it and what to burn clean. I am not the echo. I am the pause before it, the sacred inhale before thunder decides if mercy is enough. Even the wind knows you don't have to shout to move trees, you just have to be constant. So I honor the hush now, the space between heartbeats where ancestors hum reminders only silence can hear. This is not my retreat, it's my rebirth, because even fire has a quiet side, and that's where I learned to burn slow. The loud ones mistook the stillness for fear, but quiet was the place I rebuilt my hands, steady enough to carry truth without spilling rage. I learned that not every battle needs witnesses. Some are won by refusing to swing. The wind taught me patience, how even fire needs breath before it can rise again. I am not done burning. I'm just learning how to burn without noise. The fire doesn't roar at the end. It hums, it waits, it listens. Every flame learns this, that strength isn't noise, it's endurance. When the world forgets how to hear, the quiet ones become its pulse again. So if they see me sitting here, let them think I've given up. They've never met a silence that's still sharpening itself, because peace isn't passive, it's what you forge when no one's watching, and that's the power of turning quiet. I don't ask because it's easy. I ask because I believe these words matter. Every story here, every frame, every line, every voice takes hours of life, love, and breath. I pour it in because I still believe art can move the needle and truth can outlast the noise. If these stories have lit something in you, help me keep the flame alive. Like it, share it, speak it forward, and if you can, help fuel the next fire. Patreon, patreon.com, Changing Winds Podcast. Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/Changing Winds Podcast. Cash App, Changing Winds Podcast. Venmo, at Changing Winds Podcast. Every spark matters. Every hand that reaches keeps the light alive. One planet, one family, one home.